The 3L rules are rules that tons of people, including myself, are using to make money online. It's also the exact same rules that people like Iman Gadzhi and Jordan Walsh have used to make tons of money and are still using to this day. So I want you to stick around all the way to the end and take out your notes really, because I want to show you those rules completely for free for you to go out there and build an online business to 10K a month plus in no time from scratch. And I want you to comment down below what you learned, because I want to see that you're actually learning and not just here for the show. By now you should know that the only way to actually make money is through selling info. It's not through SMMA or dropshipping or eBay dropshipping or clipping. It's not through any of those sort of business models. It's actually through selling info. And the good news is you do not have to be a guru in order to do that. You don't have to learn those business models for you to go out there and teach other people how to do the exact same. No, you do not need to be doing that or have to ever do that. All you need to do is pick a skill that you would like to learn, a passion you would like to expand on. So if you have a passion around a certain topic and you want to expand on that, pick that. Or a field really, it could be anything. And I want you to learn more about it and sell it to other people. That's the whole point. The business is built around your own personal desires, your own personal skills, your own personal interests, okay? Which brings us to step number one. Step number one, rule number one, is to learn. That's your first ever rule, is to learn. I want to tell you about a story of King Solomon. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it. You may have not. Perhaps you have. But essentially what happened was God came to Solomon in a dream. And we all know that God gives his prophets all they could ask for. So God asked Solomon, what do you want? I'll give you whatever you ask for. Do you need wealth? Do you need kingdoms? What do you need? Ask for it and I will give it to you. Do you know what Solomon said? Solomon straight up said, nuh-uh, I don't need any of that. Instead, I need wisdom. Give me knowledge. And with that knowledge that God gave him, he was able to build wealth completely from scratch and maintain it. And he was able to build kingdoms that lasted as long as he was still alive. Solomon knew that knowledge was the only thing that will get what he wants out of life, but also maintain it, sustain it, and grow it. And that's exactly how you should view your learning. Never cap your wisdom. Let's call it wisdom instead of knowledge. Never cap your wisdom. Regardless of where you're at, you could be someone who's still in school, you could be someone who dropped out of school, you could be someone who graduated out of university. Keep learning, no matter what. Always keep learning. See things that piques your interest. See things that you would love to get into. See what someone is doing and you would like to be doing just like them and learn from them, okay? Because the only thing that's stopping you from living the life you want to live, from making the money you want to be making, regardless of it being 10K, 20K, or 30K a month, it all comes down to the amount of wisdom you give to yourself. The more you learn, the more you make. The more your wisdom grows, the more your life expands. So you should always be learning. So here's what you should do to keep learning. There are literally, all resources are available nowadays to all of us. You don't have to overthink it. You could easily go to YouTube to learn. Back then, people used to solely go to entertain. Now they come here to educate. There are tons of people who are educating in that sort of field that you want to be picking, or that sort of passion you want to be expanding on, or that sort of skill that you want to be learning. So go to YouTube to learn. You could also feel free to create a LinkedIn account. Go on LinkedIn, create an account, and start following people who are doing what you want to be doing. And just follow and read what they post. Your entire process during the learning phase is to do nothing but consume and adapt. Realistically, when you begin to learn new stuff, you will start to develop new habits. And when you develop new habits, you just start to develop new behaviors, and that new behaviors becomes a part of you. But free resources aren't enough, because I know most of you don't value free stuff. I know tons of you who ask, oh, give us a free course, give us a free community, give us a program, some free program that you could follow. But you know actually how many of you end up following whatever free stuff that are provided to you? None. None of you. None of you value free stuff. You know why? Because you aren't taking risks. You haven't put anything on the line for you to be driven each and every single morning to go and learn from whatever stuff you want to be learning from. Which is why I recommend to straight up take a risk and invest. Do not see investing in your own self-education as an expense or as something that's risky. No, see it as building a bridge. Building a bridge to what exactly? Dream life. See investing money into your own education as a way to building a bridge to your dream life. Now, how could you find people that are worth actually investing in and putting money with to learn directly from them and help you expand on that skill that you want to be learning, or that passion you want to be expanding on, or that field of topic you're so interested in? When you go and look online, I want you to check for 3 things. First thing, social proof. By social proof, I don't mean how many followers you have. I mean case studies, free content, and if they offer free resource, check them out. What? Check out their free resource, their free content, their case studies. Not to necessarily consume that free content. Of course, ideally you need to consume that free content and free resource, but to know that they know exactly what they're talking about. Because the last thing you would want to do is sign up with someone who has no idea what they're doing. That's the last thing you would want. Second thing, personality. If someone on social media is selling you a lifestyle, flexing, or whatever thing that has to do with flashy stuff, don't trust them. Never trust anyone who's trying to sell on your lifestyle, because the fact of the matter is not everybody's going to live that lifestyle they're living, and most of those people are grifters. So do not trust grifters. What you should be doing is look for personalities that are good on camera, who truly care about giving you all the value you need. Focus on people who will put you before them at all times. Rule number 3. That's for the third thing you need to be doing if you want to be buying from someone. Authenticity. If someone is being authentic in their content, in their posts, in their lifestyle, trust them. Because someone who's authentic, they're trustworthy. And if they're trustworthy, then best believe they're going to deliver on the results that they're promising you. So check how they're talking to camera, check how they're acting on camera, check the way they move around. Are they like a robot who's following a script, or are they someone who's just being natural, being them, doing them at all times? If they're being authentic to themselves and being authentic to their content, then buy from them. Those are the only 3 times you should actually buy from someone. But if someone doesn't check out any of those 3 rules, run away, because they might be grifters and they might take your money for good and sell you on something that's very, very, very bad. And by the way, if you want to save yourself the hassle, I have my link in the description. You can check out the link in the description and check out all my case studies, and I'm going to help you implement those rules without you having to even worry about it or do anything yourself. Anyway, moving on to rule number 2. Learning isn't enough, which is why you need to be linking. What does linking mean? Well, essentially, I want you to connect with people. Where can you connect? Like I said, YouTube or LinkedIn. If you're someone who's very, very down to just put themselves out to the world while talking to a camera, YouTube is your best option. Trust me when I tell you this. People love YouTube. YouTube is the best place to go. to build trust with people, to serve people, to get good clients, for you to actually build a good business that serves you and your clients for good. Go to YouTube if you're ready to make videos. But if you're not ready to make videos, you can simply stick to writing. If you follow some simple LinkedIn writing templates, copy them, write what you're learning about, and off you go. And speaking of writing what you're learning about, I want you to know this. You don't need to wait for a good time. You don't need to learn for the good piece of info for you to just go out there and start sharing and linking with other people. The reason for that is because there's no amount of knowledge on earth that you'd be satisfied with. You're not King Solomon, okay? God gave him wisdom straight away. He didn't have to learn about anything. King Solomon just asked him for wisdom. God gave him the wisdom, and off he went. But for you, on the other hand, you have to be learning as you go, which is why never be afraid to already talk about what you already know. So let's say you learned something today from YouTube, or you learned something today from your mentor. Go ahead and talk about what you've learned online. Pick up the camera, talk about what you learned. Go on LinkedIn and write about what you learned. Always share what you're learning about, because when you share, you begin to attract potential buyers. Of course, when you attract potential buyers, they're not gonna buy right away. However, YouTube and LinkedIn have such powerful algorithms to put you in front of the right people. They have such powerful algorithms for them to take whatever field you're in now and help bring other people who are going to be resonating with that sort of topics that you'll be talking about. But you may ask, well, can I attract potential buyers fast? Absolutely, yes, you can. Only when you solve problems. I want you to be more of like a bridge to other people. People come on social media to either, like I said, be entertained or educated. In your case, you'll be educated. But when you educate, your main focus is to solve problems, help others solve problems. When you begin to create content, ask yourself, what did I learn today that someone can benefit from? And when you have your answer, simply pick up your notes on your phone, or I don't know, Google Doc, and brain dump all the solutions. Brain dump all solutions. When you dump all solutions, you really have a clear idea of what you'll be talking about. And when you have a clear idea of what you'll be talking about, guess what? I want you to go on YouTube search bar and type those solutions or type those questions you popped up in your head. And whatever YouTube gives you, that's exactly what people are searching for. And whatever people are searching for, create videos around that. Because of course, when you brain dump all solutions into a Google Doc or your phone notes, not everything will be good enough, which is why you need to be only focusing on what people are searching for. So take everything you've written down on your phone notes or Google Doc and put them on YouTube search. YouTube will give you exactly what people are looking for, and your job is to give what people are searching for. It doesn't matter what you think people want, what matters is what they want. So just to make it clear, give people what they want, not what you want. Just because you think something is right doesn't make it right. People need something, you give it to them. It's your job, it's your sole job, and that is about it. And when you begin to share your solutions to the world, eventually, sooner or later, you will actually attract your buyers. You'll attract buyers. You will have people who inquire about you direct work, whether it's through a program or through a course, whatever it is. I personally like to work directly with people. People will need your advice, which brings us to rule number 3. Lead. I want you to lead. I want you to guide. Lead. Advise people on the problems they have. The leading part will become very simple because you've already done the linking part by sharing solutions to problems that people have. And when people see that you're a trustworthy person, you're an authentic person, you're not a grifter, guess what? They're gonna inquire about your help, they're gonna ask for your advice, for you to work directly with them and help them solve their problems. And when you do that, you can charge whatever prices you would absolutely like to charge. You could charge, I don't know, $1,500, $5,000 for direct advice. And again, you do not have to wait for the right moment. If you, let's say, bought a program from someone that's going to help you expand on a passion, on a skill, or on a topic, or whatever field you want to be in, you don't have to finish the program for you to go out there and start teaching other people. You could take what you're already learning and again, advice as you go. That's what everybody's doing online. They're learning, they're linking, and they're leading. They're learning everything that has to do with solving problems. They're linking by sharing what they're learning, and they're leading people by guiding them and giving them advice on how to do the exact same. And just to give you a perspective of how this is applicable in real life, I'll use my story as an example. I was someone who was very anxious at all times. I was having tons of panic attacks. I was someone who was really nervous of doing anything. I had social anxiety most of the times. But I wanted to bring an absolute end to all of this. So what did I do? I went ahead and I went on YouTube. At the time, I didn't have enough capital for me to go out there and invest to learn directly from someone how to overcome these issues. So instead, I went to YouTube and I began to search. And when I was searching, could you guess what I found? I found tons of people offering solutions. Solutions are out there. And you want to know something? Most of these people weren't certified. But you know what's the good news? It got me results. It got to a point where my own friends noticed that I was now somewhat full of light. Of course, behind the scenes, things were still not perfect. And in reality, things in the external world were absolutely going to shambles. However, I was living a complete separate lifestyle where it didn't matter what was going on in my personal life. I was walking around as if I was the most blessed person on earth. All because I invested into learning how to overcome these sort of problems. And when it got me results, a couple of years later, I came up with the idea of actually helping people overcome the exact same problems that I personally went through: panic attacks, anxiety, social anxiety, and so on and so forth. So what did I do? I didn't say, okay, well, maybe I need to buy a course. Or maybe I need to be certified. I didn't say any of that. You know what I did? I just simply took everything that I already knew about social anxiety and panic attacks and stress, and I went and I shared what I already knew on how to actually help people overcome those problems. Now, most of those ideas and solutions that I came up with, they weren't original. They were stuff that I learned from other people, but that did not stop me. Just because someone has the original solution doesn't mean that you're not certified to go and give it to other people. No. If you learned something from someone and it worked for you, you have the authority to go and teach it to other people. So I went around and I began to create content around anxiety, stress, panic attacks, and any negative impacts that it has on your life when you go through those sort of problems. I created content around them, and eventually that led to a client. Sure, that client didn't pay me much. Of course, my first ever client was more of a trial client. I was kind of scared to sell at the time, so it was more for $500. But then I was like, you know what? It's time for me to go deep. Of course, I already have the proof of concept because I am the proof of concept. Of course, I'm being authentic with my content. I'm already sharing valuable stuff, so may as well sell for a higher package. So I went deep. Next client that came through, I decided to sell them for $3,000. 3K. And they paid me. You know why? Because I shared enough for them to trust me. Of course, my stuff wasn't the best, but it was something. It was something that is enough for them to take action. And that became my second client. And that is through a business model that I like to call PGA. If you haven't heard of what PGA is, I made a video about it. You can check it out. It's in the last video. Essentially, you are a personal growth advisor to other people. The only way you can become a personal growth advisor is by learning as you go, consuming enough knowledge, by linking, sharing to other people what you're already learning about on a day-to-day basis, and advising by leading other people to the path that you want to go down on, leading people to the life that you want to be living, whether if it's in their personal life, their financial life, their health life, whatever it is. You do not have to be certified. You do not have to be this crazy famous person. Literally none of that. All you have to do is become a valuable person to someone who has a problem which you as the advisor have a solution for. But you may ask, okay, Yusuf, you've given us all this good stuff. What should I do now? What actions should I take? Well, I'm gonna tell you. I want you to first ask yourself, what could I learn about? What do I want to learn about? What sort of passions that I want to expand on? Of course, this is not something that I can help you directly solve because again, you're just watching a video. But again, if you want to really bypass all this, you can just check out my case studies in the link in the description, book a call with me and I can help you do all this on your behalf. What could I learn about? What are things that pique my interest? What are things that I would love to build a life on top of? And when you do that, then you move on to the next step. Where does my audience hang? Okay, so now I've chosen a field that I want to be in. Where does this specific audience hang? Are they on Facebook? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on YouTube? Are they on Instagram? Of course, when you pick the audience, then you can ask yourself, what problems are they facing? What problems is that person facing? Okay, well, that person is facing A, B, and C, and D. And if you're not sure of what problems they're facing, you can use YouTube as a search engine to look up exactly what people are looking for. Because of what people are looking for are problems that they have. Okay, when you decide on what problems they're facing, then you move on to the next step. Create. Like I said, link. Just straight up share solutions, brain dump solutions to people who have the problems that you as the advisor have solution for. Share. Don't be afraid. You want to win? You want to win big? You have to let fear aside. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to be confident in the idea that you already know enough. You have to be confident in the idea that people out there need you to help them. Because the moment you believe that you have tons of solutions and you actually could be a miracle worker to someone's life, then guess what? The money follows, the success follows, and you don't have to worry about that crap of dropshipping, SMMA, whatever other fancy stuff are out there. Because now you're building a business, an online business. You're making $10,000 a month on something that you are good at. You don't have to be an expert in, you just have to be good at it. And the only way to be good at it is by you learning as you go and sharing as you go. And again, like I said, there's no such thing as perfect time. Start now. Learn today, share today. There's no such thing as learn today, share next month. No, you learn something today, you share it today or tomorrow, perhaps. But there's no such thing as learn today, share later, or learn today, skip a week. No, learn, share, lead, advice, and you make money. That's how it works. That's what I'm doing. That's what other people are doing. Because like I said, the key to success is learning. It's your wisdom, it's your knowledge that you consume on a day-to-day basis. Don't watch skibbity toilet memes on Instagram, and instead invest your time into learning stuff that are useful enough for you to build a business that you like. This way, you'll be able to make not just 10K a month, but perhaps even 100K a month. Only because you prioritize your learning first. You put yourself, your wisdom, and your knowledge first. And of course, when you learn, then you put other people's priorities first, other people's needs first, your clients' needs. And if you want to know exactly how to structure all that into a PGA offer, a personal growth advisor offer, you can check out my last video where I've talked exactly about how you can do just that. But if you need to save yourself all the hassle and have someone do that on your behalf, I simply do recommend to check out the link in the description and simply book a call with me. Book a call, and I'm more than happy to see how I can help you build a PGA offer to $10,000 a month, building a business completely around you, around your own skills, passions, and expertise. But if you don't want to book a call, then that's completely fine. I'm completely fine with it. You can just check out my last video and check out my further videos to come, because if I don't see you on a calendar, then I do hope that I see you in the next video.